Chapter 13: Spirit, the Journeyman, and the Mortal Apprenticeship. As we have discussed, our spiritual selves are journeymen, constantly on a quest for enlightenment, spiritual purity, and expansion of our light energy. Even as light workers, as we journey through our own spiritual path, the ultimate goal is to harbor more unconditional love, light, and wisdom within our energetic selves. As we move forward, it is helpful to have a conscious awareness of the big picture. It is vital to keep in mind that this lifetime is just a small piece of the mosaic that is your eternal self. Understanding the power of now, what is happening in your life, and how it will affect you later will allow you to plan for your spiritual future in this lifetime and other lifetimes to come. Living with the notion that we have been here before and will probably return again someday changes our perspective on life. As spirits, we are eternal journeymen in mortal form. We are apprentices on the journey. As we experience earth life, we are expected to expand our light by overcoming lessons and challenges that will allow us to rise up. We often wonder why we are faced with difficulties and hardships, but it's not about the situations that we must endure. It's about how we endure them with love and pure intentions each day, learning how to live in a place of gratitude and blessing the process of learning, as painful as it may be, or sinking deeper and deeper into the dark energy that envelops us during these times. For each hardship that we rise above, we expand our light and that of the collective. This is all a part of gathering the soul knowledge that we need to move to the next level of our journey. Each lifetime or apprenticeship is a chance to be closer to a glorious place of love, light, and wisdom. Within our soul is a history rich with knowledge and experience. It is buried deep within our being, but it is there each day for us to access. We carry our soul knowledge with us from one lifetime to the next. What we acquire is never lost. We enter this world holding all the information that our soul has gathered along the way, prepared to learn even more. Many of us just know things and do not understand how we know. This is the soul memory reminding us of something that we have already learned. Past life experiences, traumas, triumphs are carried with us. As we've discussed, the love that we feel for others is carried with us as well. Not one shred of wisdom, hardship, or love is ever lost or wasted along the soul's journey. Experiences on the earth plane and beyond are forever a part of the fabric of our soul, a tapestry so intertwined with the collective that the place where our spirit ends and the universe begins seems blurred. This is why we can literally see the wisdom of the ages when we look into a newborn's eyes. The journey of transitioning. There comes a time when our mortal apprenticeship is complete and our basket is full from all the fruits of our labors here on earth. The spirit slowly begins to break away from the body. Because the physical body is fueled by the energetic self or soul, it begins the process of breaking down. This usually manifests as what we know as illness or old age. The transition does not happen as suddenly as you may think. It could take years, months, or weeks, depending on how quickly the spirit wants to pull out of the physical experience. But it is a decision that souls make to exit at a certain time. Their learning is complete, and they are prepared to move on with their journey. For those of us who have not gathered enough knowledge to leave this apprenticeship, It can be difficult and painful to understand the transition process. It's hard to say goodbye. I'll never forget the young husband who lost his pregnant wife in a tragic car accident. The shock and grief of what occurred was so strong that he found it hard to carry on living. He began to skip work and not pay his bills anymore. After he lost his wife and child, his life began to spiral out of control as his grief took over his very existence. He was tormented that he never got to see the birth of his son and worried that his wife and child had suffered in their last moments. He told me that he came to me as a last resort. We sat down and immediately I began to feel the presence of his young wife who so died tragically. She appeared to me holding an infant child in a blue blanket. She smiled and nodded her head as if to reassure him that they both had arrived safely in the spirit world. She then began to urge him to go on and remember the promise he made to her. When I relayed the message, a look of disbelief came over his face. As it turns out, he explained to me that she was lying in a hospital bed during her last days. He whispered a promise in her ear that he would never forget her and they would be a family again one day in heaven. When she reminded him of the promise, he knew he would make good on it because now he was sure that his wife and child were waiting for him to be reunited one day. He was able to say goodbye that day and finally felt some closure. He went to work the next day and slowly the pieces of his life began to click into place again. When a loved one transitions into the spirit world, we always wonder why. We feel betrayed by God and by our loved one. We may deny or refuse to accept it. We may internalize our pain and feel incomplete. There seems to be no answers, no one to blame, and we finally come to the realization, however way we can, that life here on earth has to go on, and we are left with no choice but to turn our focus in another direction and carry on with our journey. Rarely do we consider the transitioning spirit to be the master of his or her own destiny and celebrate his or her choice to move on. Because we are all masters of our journey, we make the choice of when to leave the earth plane. When our apprenticeship is complete, we are free, released from the constraint of our physical bodies and free to view the earth plane without ourselves in it. With your apprenticeship complete, you are granted license to move forward. Suffering and sickness become tiresome, and a spirit who longs for freedom makes the brave choice to go. When the spirit has expanded its light enough, he or she is ready to move on to the next phase of the journey. It is not the end. It is a new beginning. Death is just a door.